Hi guys, welcome to another episode of SCN. On today's show, we're going to be counting down from last time out the top 18 categories cars voted for by a South African buying public. And to end off with, as always, we've got a couple of award-winning videos. Now, we were counting down the top 18 categories of cars as nominated for, as I was saying, by South African consumers from a poll taken from a major Sunday newspaper. Now, category 10, you'll remember category 9 we finished off at. I think the Jaguar XFR won that particular class. Category 10 is premium class coupes. So having a look at the premium class coupes, the three nominees are the BMW 6 Series, the Porsche Cayman, and the Audi A5 Coupe. Few surprises here. The Audi A5 making a nomination. It is getting a little bit dated. I know it's had a facelift, but still it's done well to get in there. BMW 6 Series as well. The car is a little bit dated. Once again, it's had a facelift. But the winner of that particular class, and hands down my choice, is the Porsche Cayman. Porsche have done a hell of a job restyling their cars, and that is a deserved winner of this particular class. Getting a little bit off-road now, category 11 is single cab buckies. This is obviously quite a contentious class. A lot of favoritism out there. As you can imagine, the Japanese manufacturers always appear quite strongly in this particular category. The three nominees here was the Toyota Hilux, the Nissan Navara, and the Ford Ranger. And once again, and as always, Toyota managed to pull it out with the Toyota Hilux coming in first. Good choice, fairly predictable for me, but also well-deserved nomination. Category 12 is double cab buckies, now fairly similar to the single cab buckies you would imagine, and a few of the same names appearing. The three nominees are the Volkswagen Amarok, which is an interesting one, the Toyota Hilux, and the Ford Ranger. The Amarok for me is a really strong contender. I would have imagined this car would have taken first place, but surprise, surprise, it didn't. It was pipped at the post by the Ford Ranger, who garnered almost 50% of the votes in this particular class. Well done to Ford on that one. Category 13 is a really, really tough one. These are luxury SUVs and crossovers. Now, this is a market that's grown in leaps and bounds locally. There's a lot of competition in this particular market. These are not cheap cars either. The three nominees here was the Porsche Cayenne, which is to be expected, one would imagine, the BMW X6, limited production car, but I've got to tell you, did feature strongly. And the other nominee is the Land Rover Range Rover Sport. And no surprise to me, I've got to tell you, the Land Rover took first prize in this particular category. Well done, Land Rover, on that. Counting down our 18 top category cars, we are at category number 14. And this particular class is a really, really tough one. This is premium class SUVs and crossovers. Very, very competitive. A lot of the manufacturers have got cars that do compete in this particular class. And the three nominees in this class are the Audi Q5, the Porsche Macan, and the Land Rover Range Rover Evoque. And the winner is the Land Rover Range Rover Evoque. No surprises there. I've got to tell you, the Audi Q5 coming in second was quite nicely placed. The car is a perennially good seller. And the Porsche Macan just launched, so a lot of people haven't had a chance to have a look at that product, but certainly deserving of a third place nomination. But well done there to the Evoque. Time and time again, these cars finish on top in this particular class. Category 15 is hybrids and electrics. Now, this is a really, really interesting class. There's not a lot of guys that can compete here. The manufacturers are few and far between. The hybrid cars are very, very expensive, so you don't see too many on the road. The three nominees in this particular category are the Porsche Panamera Hybrid, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class Hybrid, and the Porsche Cayenne Hybrid again. The Cayenne Hybrid versus the Panamera Hybrid. Porsche have done a lot of work in this particular sector, and they're doing particularly well. However, none of them finishing in the top one. Mercedes-Benz E-Class Hybrid takes first place, followed by the Cayenne and then the Panamera. Very expensive motor cars. These, you will not see a lot of them on the road, but I tell you what, all three of these guys were deserving nominees, and again, the Mercedes-Benz a deserving winner. Category 16, small SUVs and crossovers. This is a car that you see on the road a lot. A very, very competitive category, this one, and all the usual suspects are represented. The three nominees in this particular class are the Jeep Compass, the Ford EcoSport, and the Nissan Qashqai. And Ford just pipped the Nissan Qashqai to first place. Ford finishing there with the Nissan Qashqai second. Jeep Compass in third. I like the Jeep, I must tell you. I think the lines are nice. I think they hold pretty good value, and they do look good on the road. The Ford EcoSport, though, good value for money in a car, as you can see by how these cars trade. Category 17 is hot hatches, sedans, and coupes. And the usual suspects here, again, always the German manufacturers. The top three and the three nominees in this particular class is the Mercedes-Benz A45 CLA, the Audi S3, and the Volkswagen Golf GTI. The The Golf GTI is always going to be a hot favorite in this kind of category, but not this time. Number one in this particular class, as voted for, was the Mercedes-Benz A45 CLA. These are expensive motor cars, I've got to tell you, but they certainly do look the part on the road. Running up in third, the Audi S3. Audi always seem to perform well in this particular class. The S3 is a lovely, lovely motor car, but up against the CLA, I've got to tell you, I fancy Mercedes-Benz, and they did well to win this particular class. So category 18 for me, guys, and the last category that we're going to be counting down, and for me probably the most exciting, is super sports cars. Now this is the category that a lot of people look at first. It's always the sexiest category to look at, and for me by far the most contentious. The three cars nominated in this category are the Nissan GTR, the Lamborghini Aventador, and the Audi R8 V10. All worthy, I must tell you, but I've got to tell you, for my money, I cannot understand how Ferrari do not even make an appearance. The Ferrari 458 not appearing in this particular class is sacrilegious. So, to put you out of your misery, let me tell you what the super sports car is of the year. It's the Lamborghini Aventador, which finished ahead of the Audi R8 V10 and the Nissan GTR. But I have to tell you again, for my money, the Ferrari 458 should certainly have been in the top three there. So guys, that were the top 18 categories as voted for by South African consumers out there. If you agree, if you disagree, if you've got a couple of comments, don't be shy, just leave them down below. Now, talking of supercars, and category 18 had a couple in there, have a look at some of these absolute beauties. How sexy was that? All of those would make it into my top 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and check out the original video on the links below. Like us on Facebook, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Twitter. I've been Nick, it's been real. See you soon.
Surf4Cars.